What's up there, welcome to a brand new video on 414Anime. And today is 414Anime's 3rd year anniversary. It's our 3rd birthday, growing up so fast, bless it. So I thought what better way to celebrate this than to do my top 10 favourite anime of all time. This list was incredibly hard to make, and I was surprised by some of the choices, and I left a couple out that I'm like, ugh. But hey, top 10, and it's gonna be awesome, and this should hopefully mark the start of a new series on the channel. So without further ado, let's roll intro and get straight into the video. Coming in at number 10 is BUNGOU Stray Dogs, and I was actually surprised that this one made my top 10 list. I watched it back recently and I realised how much I freaking love this show. It's set in Yokohama, and some of the residents that reside within Yokohama are known as gifted. They're people with special abilities or powers. What I really love about this show is its cast of characters. We've got Dazai, we've got Atsushi, Ryunosuke Okutagawa, we've got Chuya, but what really sets this apart for me is the character builds within this show. So each of these characters is based or named after a famous author or writer. Going hand in hand with this is that their special abilities are, basically named after the main works of these writers, and I think that's really cool. I think it's such an awesome concept. The OPs and like the music, the OPs, EDs are fantastic for this show, and they really get stuck in your head. I love the animation. The story's basically, it's kind of like action, mystery detectives and stuff like that. We've got 3 organizations. We've got the Armed Detective Agency, who are the good guys. We've got the Port Mafia, who are the bad guys, and then the Guild, who are the bad guys, I guess. They're basically all in all looking after Yokohama as a city, keeping it safe, but in their own ways, and they come into conflicts with each other, and it's really fantastic. The relationship builds within this series as well between its characters, particularly for me with Atsushi and Dazai, and even more so with Atsushi and Okutagawa. I just love where their stories are going, and I'm really hoping it gets to season 4. So if you haven't checked out BUNGOU Stray Dogs, get on that, because it is so awesome. Coming in at number 9, we have Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. This series is adorable, if that's the right word to go for it. It's a nice, easy, laid-back show. I guess this is a kind of slice of life anime. It basically follows the daily life of Toru and Miss Kobayashi, as well as a vast cast of characters that get added on. We have Kana, the little lolly dragon that seems to be very popular. Veneer as well. I love Veneer. I think his character's awesome. Yeah, so the quick basis of this one, Toru's basically a dragon. The dragons aren't very fond of humans. She came from her world where she'd been injured in battle. She had this massive sword stuck out of her. Kobayashi is coming home from a drunken night out after work and stumbles across Toru. Actually helps pull the sword out, and the two drink together. Kobayashi welcomes Toru into her home in her drunken state, and next morning, what do you know? There's a dragon on Kobayashi's doorstep. Toru obviously transforms into her human form, which is really well designed. Toru is a very fantastically eye-pleasing character. She's so cute. And it basically follows their daily day. Soundtrack to this one is also amazing. I love the OP to this one. Choo-choo, yeah. Story's really well written. Like I said, it just grabs at your heart. Season 2 is on its way. Obviously, things happen that have delayed it, so we'll sit and wait patiently for it, but when it comes out, I know it's going to be amazing. Coming in at number 8 is My Hero Academia. Yeah, it's a very popular anime, and I'm guessing a lot of people are turning heads right now thinking, like, really, My Hero? But, like, it is a fantastic series, and there's a reason why it's so popular. This show, for me, captured me instantly. I found that Izuku Midoriya was a very relatable character from the absolute get-go, and someone that, you could easily just get behind. Obviously, has a very wide range of characters, and, they've done very well in them. They're all very unique in their own ways. Obviously, each of them have their own quirk, which is their ability, and it's kind of like a roller coaster of emotions, this one. It has plenty of comedy in it, it has plenty of epic fights, battle scenes, as well as it has those moments that do tug on the old heartstrings. It really has it all combined. For me, it's definitely earned its place in the new Big 3, and whenever a new series is on, I'm very eager week by week to see what happens next. Number 7 is MADOKA Magica. Right, so this was the first magical girl anime I watched, and it was recommended to me by a friend at work, and from the outside it looks really pretty, doesn't it? I was expecting it to be something similar to kind of like Sailor Moon, so I sat down and watched it, and I was a bit like, I'll watch it because, you know, out of politeness, I don't want to be like, yeah, I didn't watch it because it looks awful. Within like, yeah, the first few minutes, this is definitely a show that is not what it looks like on the outside. At its core, it is very dark, it's very gritty, and it's just, it really does draw you in. It's only a 12 episode series. Of course, it got the movie Rebellion, which added on a little bit more, and then we've got the spin-off series that has come out now. But I just absolutely love this. The art style to this was very, very unique to itself, particularly the witches. The way that the story progressed as well, it was kind of tense. Like I said, it was just gritty and dark. It just really holds your attention, and the difference is night and day on like how it looks to what the actual series is, and it's absolutely mind-blowing series, and I can't say more about Madoka Magica, and it's actually a series that I would recommend to people as well. So if you haven't checked out Madoka, then 100% get on that, it's awesome. Coming in at number 6, we've got another kind of light-hearted anime, and that is Konosuba. I freaking adore Konosuba. It's so, like, it's just perfect, isn't it? The isekai, like, genre as a whole is very, very saturated, but if anyone says isekai to me, I automatically think Konosuba. I love the cast of characters in this. Kazuma is, without a doubt, 100% my spirit animal. I love Kazuma. They've just nailed it with every character, really. You know, Aqua, Megaman, Darkness, Union, Wiz. It's just absolutely amazing. The art style is very, again, kind of unique to itself. I love the soundtrack to this, and it's just, I struggle to watch this anime without laughing because it's just written so well. It's hilarious. Sad to hear that the light novel has ended for this series, but I'm really, really excited for more anime to catch up to that. I went to the cinema to see the recent movie that came out, and it was just absolutely fantastic. Like, literally the whole like place was laughing at certain moments, particularly the scene with Kazuma in bed with Megaman. Ohio. Right, halfway there, living on a prayer. Coming in at number 5 for me is The Rising of the Shield Hero. Its first episode was 45 minutes long, and I watched it like back to back because as soon as it finished, I was like, what? Shield Hero's story was just extremely well written in that first 45 minutes. I loved how it started out as it was going to be like another isekai-like anime. Now Fumi gets transported to another world, he starts leveling up, he learns a bit more about what he's there to do, which is, you know, with the other 4 cardinal heroes, they're there to fight the waves and save Melromar. I like how they tease in bit by bit how the Shield Hero is not the most favourable out of the 4, and then of course we get to that big kind of reveal towards the end of the episode where betrayal at its finest, and it completely turns Naofumi's character into someone that was just so incredibly awesome. I just loved the switch. I think that's what captured it for me. You know, he was obviously light-hearted, you know, ready to go on adventures, like standard kind of protagonist, and then he just went full of hate, dark, just hated everyone, and it was just all in it for himself, and that for me was just, I just latched onto that. Again, a very, very well cast of characters with Raphtalia, with Philo, and then we've got the other heroes as well with like Ren, Motoyasu. This series, like week by week, religiously, as soon as it was out, that like I was on it. I needed to find out what happened next. For the channel as well, as soon as I started doing the Fact Hero videos, that was my first risk in doing something that was new and recent and competing with other channels in my space, and that really grew the channel. So from like a personal point of view as well, Shield Hero holds that. But fantastic series. Season 2 and 3 have been announced. I'm so excited for it. The only thing that lets it down for me is like, where's the Naofumi scale figure at? I need one of them, but it's fine. I'm happy to wait. Coming in at number 4, so we have the Fate series. This series is visually beautiful. Unlimited Blade Works was the first thing that I watched. Absolutely captivated me. As a kid, I was really into like history and stuff, so for the servants all to be based off of like historical figures was something that just really, like, again, I've said this a few times, but it captured me to it. The soundtrack is absolutely amazing. Brave Shine by Amon. I think it was the first OP I believe, in Unlimited Blade Works. Or was it the second? No, it was the second. And yeah, that's still, to this day, my favourite OP of all time. It's just absolutely amazing. Of course, the movies that came as well, yeah, Heaven's Feel and whatnot, absolutely fantastic. And like, it took that animation to the next level. I remember watching like the first proper fight scene. I think it was like Archer and Lancer, wasn't it? And I was just like, what is this? It's amazing. I love the story. I love like the whole concept of it, and I'm a big fan of the other series as well, with like Fate Zero, Fate Apocrypha. I enjoyed Last Encore. And yeah, it's just a really, really amazing series. Obviously we've got Grand Order. It's such an amazing vast world. It's really confusing to get into, but a lot of people say, you know, like, what do you watch first? Do you go Fate Zero or do you go Fate Stay Night? I recommend going with Unlimited Blade Works. That's what I started with, and I turned out alright. Right, going into the top 3 then. So yeah, this is probably a bit controversial, and a lot of people will be like, what, that's in your top 3? But it has its reasons. So number 3, we've got Date Alive. For those of you in the know, you'll know why this is a top 3, but I came across an image of a particular girl in a red flowing dress with a clock eye, and I loved the character design. So intrigue, of course, got the better of me. I was like, I love the design of this. I want to see what show she's from. So, of course, Day Alive, and I'm talking of Kuromi Tokuzaki. And yeah, I love Day Alive. I love the story. I love how cheesy it is. I love, like, the fan service is awesome. It has a good story, and I love the cast of characters and the spirits. Toka is adorable. Cheeto! That's my best impression of the dub. Toka. And I've just loved it with each series going. Even with the complete kind of animation change in season 3, it didn't knock it off for me. And you know, by the time we get to episode 7, no matter the animation, I'm grossed in. Very, 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 very excited for the spin-off Data Bullet to come out, because it's all about Best Girl over here. And of course we've got Data Live Season 4 to look forward to as well, because the story's looking great. Love the music and soundtrack to this series. Best one, like OP1 from season 1 was definitely the best, but yeah, they do very well musically. Definitely looking forward to seeing what more spirits come out, and yeah, the games are really fun to play. I've been doing that on Twitch recently. Link to my Twitch is in the description below, so make sure you come by and hang out next time we're playing some Day Alive. Coming in at number 2, we've got Steins Gate. Steins Gate is an absolutely mind-blowing, beautiful series. From the absolute go, I fell in love with Rintaro Okabe. If Kazuma is my spirit animal, Rintaro Okabe is the guy I want to be when I grow up. I just love everything that show's got to offer. The show's got this kind of dark undertone. It's about time travel. There's a lot of scientific theories being thrown around, which is really clever. The series begins quite slow, but for me, like I said, Rintaro Okabe caught me enough to make through it. But when, you know, when the story starts unraveling and it hits the fan, it really, really, really does hit the fan, and like, it's one of those that as soon as that episode's finished, you're like, next episode. Like, I remember the first time that I watched Steins Gate, I think it got to about 3 AM on a school night, and it was just like, we can't put it down. So me and my brother, like, we just like binged through it like throughout the night, because as soon as you get to that point, you cannot put down Steins Gate. Its sequel, or midquel, I guess you can say, is Steins Gate Zero, was also fantastic as well. That was set within mid-story of Steins Gate, and it was fantastic. You got to see another side of Okabe. Talking of the other side of Okabe, one of the things that is most famous for him is, of course, Halloween Kyoba, am I right? I fucking love that. It's amazing. The whole cast of characters are fantastic. There were a couple of characters in the show that I'm not fond of. But yeah, other than that, like, obviously with Daru, Mayuri, Kurisu Makase, obviously, they're just very, very, very well done. The soundtrack to this thing, man, the soundtrack, Gate of Steiner, my friend, my boy, if you know, you know. That is amazing. I love the OPs. ED's very, like the ED for season 1 is just so dark, but like, and then again, like, you got the kind of more upbeat like the intros, it's just fantastic. I just love Steins Gate. If you haven't watched Steins Gate, then turn the video on. I'm thankful. Just turn this video off and go watch Steins Gate. It's absolutely freaking insane. Right then, we've made it at number 1. If you've got this far, thank you so much, appreciate it. So my favourite anime of all time at number 1 is none other than Code Geass. Code Geass is a beautiful anime, and like it's just so well done. Britannia has taken over about a third of the world. One of the countries they've taken over is Japan, and taking away Japan's identity, they have now called it Area 11. The Japanese are referred to as 11s, which has obviously not gone down with them. So obviously they're retaliating to this. Now, I'm not usually a fan of mecha anime, and like there's quite a bit of mecha going on, but the battle scenes involving these mechas are amazing. What's really clever about the show is the way that the strategies are played off against each other, which leads us to main protagonist Lelouch v Britannia. I absolutely love Lelouch. He's such he's just awesome. Just like, I remember the first time I saw him and I was just like, my guy, he's so awesome. I love the way this show's animated as well. I think it was Clamp that did it, wasn't it? And like Lelouch's like long kind of fingers and stuff like, well, all the characters, but Lelouch is very dramatic, is he not? So yeah, it's just so good. Like the again, I keep mentioning this, but the cast of characters are fantastic in this. Colin for best girl for me, by the way, which is an unpopular opinion because a lot of people go towards C2, but it's so good. The soundtrack to this show is particularly beautiful, especially towards like the latter of season 2. The way that this anime concludes as well, it's probably one of the most shocking, probably one of the best endings of any anime I've ever seen. It was just, I remember watching it and it was just like, what? Like, you followed it throughout, you just did not see it coming. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but like, it's one of those rites of passages, I think, that you need to see it to, like, you just need to watch Code Geass, 100%. And of course they released the movie as well, which kind of like was really interesting for anyone that has seen the series, because you obviously know how season 2 ended, but that was done absolutely fantastically as well. Really good movie, so definitely don't start with the movie, watch the series first and then watch the movie. But Code Geass overall has personal feelings. A fantastic anime. The first time I watched it like 3 times that year, and it's definitely an anime that I watch once a year because I just thoroughly love it. It holds a bit of personal touch as well. My fiance, when we used to work together, before we got together, I just started watching Code Geass, and I said to her, I remember recommending it to her, like, you need to watch this series, and she watched it as well. She loved it, so at work we'd kind of talk about that. So yeah, we ended up being together, and Code Geass is definitely something that we hold something very dear to us in our relationship. So as well as it being a fantastic, freaking beautiful anime, it holds personal feelings as well. But there we go, that was my top 10 favourite anime of all time. Thank you so much for watching the video, and if you've made it this far, you're amazing. Let me know in the comment section below what your favourite anime of all time is. Don't forget to smash the like button if you enjoyed this video, check out my links in the description below, and subscribe for more anime content. Till next time, my fellow weebs, peace!